guys, it's Thor, and we are going to be looking at the December 2021 predictions for the month. And I got to warn you guys, this month, December and January of 2022, I see it being a very crazy. And so I don't necessarily think it's going to be the best holiday season as far as world news goes, but I want to wish you guys happy holidays, of course. We are going to take a look at all the transits. Of course, you guys remember last month we had the lunar eclipse in Taurus in the nakshatra of Kritika. So that's already kind of flavoring the month with this volatile energy. And remember, guys, Kritika is all about war, leaders of war, and it cuts to the truth of things. And then December 3rd and December 4th of this month, we're going to talk about that a little more in detail. But we're going to have a solar eclipse in Jeshta, which is another warlike nakshatra. So that's what got me very worried. And obviously, the solar eclipse is in the sign of Scorpio, and Scorpio is the natural eighth house. And if you guys remember, the eighth house is all about sudden things, explosive events, death and rebirth. So that all has to do with the natural eighth house of Scorpio. So it's going to be a crazy month coming for us. Now, I got a little presentation to share with you guys. So we're going to go through the little PowerPoint presentation. I don't even know if those are in vogue anymore, but let's take a look, guys. Let's switch over to this. Guys, at first, I want to let you guys know I practice sidereal Vedic astrology, not Western tropical astrology. So your sign may be different when we look at the sidereal Vedic zodiac. So like I said in a few videos ago, for example, if you look at my Western sign, I'm a Cancer, but using Vedic astrology, I'm a Leo ascendant. So we look at the ascendant, the rising sign in the sidereal zodiac, and we use that to make predictions in Vedic astrology. So the sidereal zodiac and the Western tropical zodiac are two different, same signs, just slightly different. You know, they're about 30 degrees difference, okay? So I just want to let you guys know that. Of course, you know, with financial predictions, I want you guys to know also, you know, to use a financial planner. Mine's for entertainment purposes only. I got to let you guys know that. But we're just going to talk very mildly about what I see happening with the stock market and the price of assets. I think it's just going to be super volatile. December is going to be volatile, especially if we see some sort of attack. And I was meditating today and I was thinking about the planetary placements, guys. We're really in a season of war. We're in a season of sudden events, sudden attacks. I do see in the next month or 2 months some sort of big event that is going to catalyze a lot of things around us. So I want everyone to be very aware of it. Not in fear, but aware of these things. And I'm going to take you guys and we'll look a little more at the presentation. Of course, guys, if you're new to my channel, please like and subscribe. And my goal now is 10,000 subscribers. And if you guys are interested in your own reading, please check out the link below. It's to my website. And just so you guys know, it's 20% off all readings with code Thor for the holidays. So if you guys are interested in getting a reading for maybe Christmas or gifting it to a family member, check out my website. And happy holidays. So let's take a look. You guys, I really want to talk about the world situation because the world is just so crazy right now. And I think you guys can all see it, right? Let's take a look at the world situation in a little nutshell, okay? Obviously, we're in a period of crisis right now. They say inflation's at about 6%. It might even be more if we look at shadow stats. You know, I know a lot of times these numbers are kind of fudged. We got pandemic. We got new variants coming out. That was a sudden little Thanksgiving surprise we got. And then we have individual liberties are waning in most of the democracy. So there really is a battle between the collective and individual liberties and individual sovereignty. We're seeing this battle play out. And, we're even seeing a battle play out between different groups, the service to self group and the service to others group. Okay. So this really is a spiritual war that's manifesting. What is this going to take us through? What does it mean to have individual liberties and sovereignty? What does that mean? So that's what we're going to be looking at, the next year, really. We're going to be looking at that question. And guys, I've been seeing the videos out there. You guys probably have seen them too. Whole stores are being ransacked by dozens of thieves in California. I saw videos, San Francisco, and there's these designer stores, handbag stores, and so forth. They're just being ransacked. And of course, we got the Ghislaine Maxwell trial starting, and so with this whole Ghislaine Maxwell trial starting, it's really got me worried. I got red flags, coming up in my mind, because I really think, this is very damaging to a lot of very powerful people. Okay, this whole thing with Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, and there's going to be a lot of shocking truths that come out of it, and I do see that there will be politicians that will be downfalled because of all of this. Okay, and of course, we know the media, and we know there might be some distraction launched to, steer us away from the Ghislaine Maxwell trial. So I'm also worried about that there might be some sort of distraction events trying to get our attention away, because last month was all about Kyle Rittenhouse, and now all of a sudden the judges don't want to broadcast this particular trial with Ghislaine Maxwell. So you guys, I also want you to know this month we're actually having, I follow a few New Age groups. Of course, I keep up with a lot of other spiritual groups. And there is a divine intervention meditation happening on December 21st of this month, if you guys are interested. Take a look at this. If you guys are interested in spiritual activism, and you guys haven't ever participated in one of these things are great. The energy is so strong when you participate in a mass meditation. It's almost very palpable. If you guys, I recommend at least trying it once so you can experience how this affects the mass consciousness. It's really beautiful. So I'm going to share that with you guys. There's a divine intervention meditation. And of course, what is the divine intervention about? Well, we feel that we need more intervention. A lot of us light workers, we don't like the way that things are going with a lot of the restrictions, the lockdowns, the loss of liberties. We don't like the corruption that's been infiltrating a lot of places around the world. And we want, that intervention. We really want a world of healing, and we want to bring in the age of Aquarius. So that's what this divine intervention meditation is about. And mass meditation is planned for December 21st, 2021, exactly at the winter solstice. And that's going to be 8 a.m. Pacific time, 11 a.m. if you guys are in New York or Eastern time, 4 p.m. London. You guys can check out the We Love Mass Meditation channel. It's on YouTube if you guys want to join with that. They do a live stream. That's probably what I'm going to be doing. And of course, this helps with planetary ascension, free will, and creating the reality we want is just as important as the astrological influences. So, that's a whole another video, guys, but there is an interplay between planetary influences and karma and the interplay of free will as a collective consciousness, because we are co-creating this reality together. So it's important. This meditation helps influence the collective consciousness, and they've done scientific studies showing when large groups of people meditate, it does influence things. Like they've done studies where they've had large groups of people meditate, and crime was reduced in countries for short periods of time after the meditation. So it shows that we can influence the mass consciousness. Now let's talk about the solar eclipse, because this is the big one that's flavoring the month, guys. So the solar eclipse is going to be in Scorpio, and depending where you live, for example, I live in the Pacific time zone, so it's going to be December 3rd in my time, but it's going to be December 4th for some of your time zones, okay? And this is a K2 South Node eclipse. The celestial energy will be leaving the sign of Scorpio. Scorpio represents the natural 8th house, the house of death, rebirth, secrets, sudden revelations, shocking events. And this is why I say the scorpion sting is on its way. This year will end on a sour note. Scorpio represents hidden disease. Expect pandemic restrictions to grow in response. And let me switch. I keep trying. So I see, because Scorpio represents hidden things, hidden disease, I see that this variant, I really believe this Omicron variant issue, I I see it really growing throughout the month. I also feel like with Saturn transiting Capricorn all the way till April 29th, 2022, I don't see that we've seen the last of the lockdowns. And a month or two ago, when I was looking at the astrology and I was thinking, I see more lockdowns, I thought, things seem to be subsiding with the pandemic. But it doesn't look like that, guys. It looks like it's coming back, and, they have more lockdowns planned. And I see more restrictions coming into play. We're already seeing a lot of restrictions in places like Austria and Germany. And, we might see more of these restrictions come to the United States and so forth. So get ready for those, guys. I see that. Also, guys, I wanted to let you know there's really strong possibility this month for some sort of attack. And I see some sort of attacks coming from water, or something being water related. So it could be Navy ships, it could be something. And I see something negative happening there. We'll talk a little bit about why I see that. Or we might see sudden urges for violence. Okay, so that's going to be something to be careful about, having your awareness. You guys, the eclipse happens in the nakshatra Jeshta, and Jeshta, the Shakti of Jeshta, is the power to gain courage in battle. So remember, we just had that lunar eclipse over in Kritika, which is a lot of a warlike nakshatra, and then we have this solar eclipse happening in Jeshta, another warlike nakshatra. So this is a war energy nakshatra. There's a probability, guys, of war provocations or attacks during this critical month of December. Attacks from water, because I see that with Scorpio. And Pearl Harbor like events. And of course, I had this come to me, when I was thinking about the meditation and I was also meditating. I did have this, image of Pearl Harbor come into my mind. And for many of you guys that, may have studied history, Pearl Harbor happened December 7th, 1941. So also this anniversary of the Pearl Harbor event, I feel like there's something, and sometimes we see a lot of symbolism with these recurring themes throughout history. So it really does got me thinking about that. Of course, I don't want you guys to be in a state of fear about anything, but we live in some very intense times right now. Let's take a look at some other things I see happening. Okay, guys, the other big news of the month, besides the solar eclipse that's happening, we have Mars entering Scorpio, and that's going to be adding to this tension with the solar eclipse. We got Mars entering Scorpio December 5th, 2021. It's going to be in Scorpio all the way till January 16th, 2022, guys. This is like big stuff, okay? Mars will serve to excite and energize the recent eclipse energy within the sign. And of course, Mars rules Scorpio, and Mars is going to be heating and bringing things up to the surface. On a personal level, I expect more volatility around relationships, because Scorpio brings up a lot of emotional issues, emotional baggage. That's the kind of stuff that you see with Scorpio. So, this might even influence a lot of our holiday gatherings, our Christmas parties, our New Year's gatherings. Might be influenced with this Mars in Scorpio business, okay? So be careful and make sure you guys take steps to take care of yourselves. Meditate, drink a lot of water, eat a lot of good food, and keep your vibrations really high during this time. On December 15th, 2021, we got Mars conjuncting Ketu, guys. And I see sudden eruptions of, this could represent sudden eruption of violence. And what I see, attacks, Mars represents wars, attacks, with the guard down, Ketu, okay? Secrets revealed by Mars and Ketu, okay? I see this dangerous period all the way till January 16th. And just so you guys know, if it's not an actual physical attack, obviously with Mars going through Scorpio, it could represent just a great increase of the pandemic. So that's another another possibility with what's happening. I definitely see something happening this month, though. I feel like it doesn't have very good energy, and I feel like there's just so much tension out there. And I think you guys can feel it, the tension. Let's very briefly look at the financial markets, and this is very brief. I do see the markets being very volatile, guys, because the solar eclipse is going to be affecting Taurus, the sign of Taurus, the sign of Scorpio, the natural second and natural eighth houses. I expect greater restrictions and problems with the economy because of new variants, economic problems. If there's attacks or violence during the month of December, it's going to obviously affect the economy. So I do recommend to use caution during this time. Now, as far as specific cryptocurrencies, I would have to take a look at their specific chart to see how it influences. But I definitely feel like, my opinion as Thor is I do feel like gold and silver are always going to be good investments during these volatile periods. And you guys, of course, we got Saturn still transiting Capricorn. And remember, guys, that represents more restrictions. So that's where we see more restrictions coming. Saturn continues through Capricorn. I expect more lockdowns and restrictions before the transit concludes April 29th, 2022. There's a good chance of lockdowns and restrictions happening during Christmas holidays due to Mars and Scorpio. Okay, so I kind of think that even Christmas might have issues. And during these restrictions, guys, I do see more protests happening. I see more mass protests due to the restrictions because we have Jupiter transiting the sign of Aquarius this month. So I see more restrictions, but I also see little populist political uprisings, so to speak. I see those happening. So I see a lot of catalyzing events, catalyzing fear. Now I wanted to talk to you guys. I want to leave you guys on a good note. So I do feel like we're going to have some serious events coming our way this month, first half of January. And I really want to talk about the energy of fear, because when we put ourselves in the energy of fear, it really lowers our vibration, and we can't make good decisions when we're operating from a place of fear. So I want to show you this slide. Let's talk about that for a second, guys. So the problem with fear is one of the lowest vibrations. It deals with survival and the fear of death, and that's Mr. Saturn right there. Decisions made in fear are made from the reptilian brain. They are not clear, fight or flight. Everything's survival. Fear shuts down inspiration and creativity. The goal is to cultivate creativity, love, divinity, and the power to make conscious choices. Don't give in to fear. Okay? And that's really what the cosmic battle is when we look at astrology, guys. I mean, Saturn's all about fear. It's all about, this 3D reality, our bodies. You're just thinking you're the human animal, so to speak. And, we all have these base human needs and desires, survival. We all need shelter. We all need food and all those things. But a lot of us live in circumstances where we don't need to be in constant fear of a saber-toothed tiger pouncing out of a bush. And so a lot of these survival fears come from ancient times. They come from hundreds or thousands of years ago when, our ancestors lived in really crazy times. So fear doesn't do us as much good nowadays. And of course, the ancients, the rishis, the astrologers, teachers like myself, we recommend, to cultivate a higher vibration. And how do you do that? The way out of fear. You cultivate stillness through meditation on a daily basis. You cultivate a sattvic lifestyle, wholesome food, wholesome entertainment, clean water, clean speech. Find ways to raise vibration by watching uplifting content and listening to music meant to uplift, and stay physically active. And all those activities are meant to inspire. When you're following the sun in your chart, which is inspiration, the soul, the source of all, that's really where you find your success, is when you find the call of your soul. And so that's done through sattvic lifestyles. On my TikTok channel, I recently had a question where somebody said they like to watch a lot of scary movies or horror movies, and they asked me if that was good for cultivating a high vibration. And the answer was no, especially, if we're watching movies with violence or things like that, it can tend to lower our vibrations. So that's why I recommend, things that are uplifting to you. So a lot of, getting out of this fear or negative events we might see in December or January is just going to be going within and staying inside your own home, your own little personal ashram, and developing these you know, personal ways of raising your vibration. Okay, that's going to be the way out of all this fear, is really to turn off the TV. And of course, as an astrologer, I have to tell you guys if I see negative events coming or see things that are not so happy coming, I got to let you guys know. But with all of this, I do wish you guys happy holidays. And also, I'm going to be doing some more videos throughout the month of December. So this is not going to be the last of me for December. But, if this is the only video you guys see with me in it, happy holidays. Have a beautiful Christmas and New Year's. Happy Hanukkah. All your beautiful holidays. And many blessings to you guys. Keep high on your inspiration, okay? Keep you doing that sattvic lifestyle and raising your vibration. I wish you guys many blessings this month, and I will see you very soon.